Hey there, everybody, Power here. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be starting off what is likely to be a new series. I haven't quite come up with the name on it, but I have a pretty good idea what it is I want to aim for. And basically, it's going to be a look back series, and that's one of the possible names. Looking back at such and such. I'm also rolling around. Do you remember? And then maybe also back in my day. Basically, this is going to be older games. I don't have an exact date of how much older, but they aren't relevant anymore modern time. Not necessarily great games. There's going to be some higher end ones. I'm thinking about doing the original Deus Ex. I'm thinking about doing Homeworld and so forth, but it's also going to be some less well known, maybe less well played, and somewhat forgotten games mixed in there, like this current game, Giants Citizen Kabuto. Now, this game came out back in 2010, mainly made by the same group that did a large part of the MDK. If you don't know this game, you might not know MDK. It did not stand for Murder, Death, Kill. There's some comic book out there, I believe, that MDK was originally based off of by the same title, and it was kind of a third person, or was it side scrolling? Man, I don't remember. I'll have to look that one up. But it was a shooter up, beat 'em up type game. I want to say it was third person. Boy, it's been so long. Where you're wearing this weird suit that takes place in outer space, and you have this fancy helmet. That's about all I can remember. Anyway, those guys then made Giants Citizen Kabuto. This came out originally on PC in December 2010, so it's a little over 13 years old right now. A year later, it did come to PS2. Now, this is an odd one, because it was actually very well critically accepted. Got overall very good ratings, but I don't believe it sold all that well. Mostly because it just did not have an advertising push behind it. This was also kind of on the decline of the PC genre for a while there. We were getting the PS2, the Nintendo 64. We had some really strong consoles, and the PC market was kind of falling behind a little bit. So that's when Giants came out. Now, this game's also kind of a little strange because it's a odd mix. It's primarily a third-person shooter combined with RTS elements. And it does that across three different races. One is kind of a Space Marines. They're called mechs. MECCS, not mechs like in Mech Warrior. And they are the first race you play. Then there is this siren-like creature, female character you play named Delphi. And she has more of a ninja-type assassin element. She's far more mobile. She has magic spells and everything. And she also has an RTS-type element. Then you actually play as Kabuto, who is basically Godzilla. He rampages around the island. Well, I guess it's a she because she lays eggs. And destroys stuff and everything. She doesn't really have an RTS element to her. She's pretty much just Godzilla and a lot of fun to play as. So you have these three different playable races and classes that all have their own mechanics, their own skills, all tied together. And then there's the RTS element added on top of that. There is a first-person side. I'll show you that when we get into it. But it plays better, tends to play better third person, and so forth. So it's somewhat of a unique style of genre of game. Something we haven't seen so much of before. To start off with, we're actually going to start a brand new game, just so you can see a little bit of the story lead up and the humor. Now, it's going to cut in here real quick. The humor actually kind of reminds me of Monty Python. So you might get a little bit of that idea. It reminds me of Monty Python. I don't know if it will for everybody else. Now we're going to play through a little bit of this first level, then we'll jump over to a later level of this same campaign. Basically, if you look, let's see if I zoom in. Out there's a tower with a little guy on it that has my jetpack I gotta go get to. And he branches out the story. He also brings a little bit more of that Monty Python type vibe, so I'm gonna let you see that cutscene and everything, and then we will switch out. So this part of the game plays very much like a traditional third-person shooter. Now I'm playing with keyboard and mouse. This did come to PS2, but I don't think they ever brought keyboard and mouse to computer. Or, I'm sorry, they ever brought joystick mapping to computer. Now you can probably go ahead and play this with something like Motion Joy. I think that's what it was, where it allows for the easy mapping. But it actually plays just fine with keyboard and mouse, and there's actually quite a few key bindings to this. Once you start bringing in the RTS elements and everything, there are quite a few abilities. So starting off here, this beginning is quite slow, this first 10 minutes, because all I have is this slow firing blaster, and I have no jetpack, and some of this stuff just takes way too many hits to kill. We're going to go ahead and, actually we could probably just run it. Let's finish this one off since it's all but dead, and then we're going to run on out there. So, the game itself will, at least for the most part, the mech version is going to be very much this, and then I'm going to get a jetpack here in a moment, which will allow me short bursts of levitation. If you look in the lower left-hand corner, there's kind of an arrow. It's not filled right now. Once I get my jetpack, that'll fill up, and then by holding down the right mouse button, I can fire that jetpack, and it will go ahead and boost me around the level. Big guy. So the game itself takes place on like this weird floating island flying through space. That's the island or something of Kabuto, and the island's named after the big giant Godzilla creature on it. And these British guys, these mechs, come along and try to claim it and find out it's all inhabited with these creatures known as Smarties. And we're about to, ow, don't be shooting me. We're about to meet our first one. They're these odd little alien creatures with oversized heads, and they tend to be very, very eccentric. This first one, Timmy, we're going to meet, is outright written to be a pain in the butt that you're supposed to hate. Then you meet his father, and his father is just this absent-minded guy that absolutely just ignores this kid, and he's only worried about eating dinner from his wife. He watches his wife cheat on him with another one of Baz's friends, and is only worried about if she's going to make him dinner afterwards. And then there is a cross-eyed Mr. Miyagi samurai guy, who becomes the Delphi, who is the siren, basically becomes her trainer. But he's this half-blind, cross-eyed samurai with quite a strange attitude towards him. Alright, here's Timmy. We're going to go ahead and watch the little cutscene.
Oh, thanks, old man.
Name's Buzz.
Rightio. Mine's Ahmed, but you can call me Timmy. There's no way I was giving my new jetpack to that old ripper.
Hey, that's mine.
Oh, you can have it, Mr. Basil, if you want. And a lot of fun it was. Here now, carry me down this smarty mine shaft. The hatch is open now.
Alright.
I'll show you how to use my jetpack. Gosh, cracking good shot, Mr. Basil. Mr. Basil.
Look, I'm trying to find a mate of mine. He's missing on... What the is that?
What? Oh, that! Wax models of hanging Smarties. The Sea Reapers are trying to frighten us off our island so they can take over. What they don't realise is we've been here...
Ahmed!
What?
The Smarties! They're real! Come on, lad. Pull yourself together. You weren't to know.
Pills! I need my pills, Mr. Baz. I am very highly strung, you see. And
Right, easy, lad.
Please save them. Oh, God, and to think... yesterday I was throwing stones at them.
Yeah, they are looking pretty messed up.
Listen, Mr. Baz. I shall give you a prize if you can rescue them. Please, hurry!
Okay, so now we have met Timmy and we have a jetpack. Timmy is designed to be, from the outset, a pain in the butt. Now, good news, you don't have to deal with him for long. Doesn't mean anything bad happens to him, but the story quickly replaces him with somebody else. So we're going to fly down here, we're going to rescue a Smarty or two, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump ahead to a later part of the game. Now, most of the game actually takes place in these mini sandbox environments. Not mini. For their time, you got to remember 2013 years ago, these were actually pretty darn big and pretty darn detailed. I mean, they look terrible right now. They've got almost nothing on them and everything. The texture quality is horrible, but that was 13 years ago. And at the time, these were pretty darn impressive. It was a very impressive game. There's a Smarty. He's going to fall. Let's see if we can catch Mr. Smarty. Come on. Come on. Come on. Basically, the water has piranhas or these big man-eating fish. And if he falls in there, he's going to die. Right there. Fishies. Alright. So there we go. We have the first guy. You can kind of see how the character moves with the jetpack. You run out of fuel pretty quick. Now, over time, there's actually an advanced jetpack you get that has more efficient, has greater boost and everything. But you get the pretty basics of what's going on. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut the video. We'll be back in a moment with a much later part of the mech campaign. So we'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. This is actually the last of the primary mech levels. This level takes place, so we hit the sea. Here's this open map and everything. We now have all of our mech trooper buddies. They're running around with us. If I shoot at something, they'll shoot with me. And so forth. And this is going to be where we set up our base. Now, I said this has RTS elements, but it's not really an RTS. It's a little bit hard to explain. Basically, what we have to do is there's also bot matches where this comes into play. We have this location where we can build our base. We have to go out and we have to find Smarties, and we also have to find food for them. And Smarties for food will then build up our base for us. And they'll build up walls, they'll build up structures, they'll build up a shop where we can buy items and so forth that we can then use to increase our chances of surviving. For this level, we actually have to do is we have to get a max level base, and from that max level base, we're then able to get a bomb that we need to destroy the enemy base. Now, I'm cheating a little bit right here. I've played this quite a bit. This is actually my third take trying to make this video. It keeps running long and becoming uninteresting. So I'm trying to modify it. We're going to be doing a lot of cutscenes and everything, so you just see the interesting parts. Not cutscenes, but cuts. So you just see the interesting parts, and you're not worried about, you're not watching crap that nobody wants to see. Let's see, there's a turret out there I want to destroy, as it could be quite dangerous. So down there, you can see there's some Smarties. We're going to come down here, we're going to pick up one of these Smarties, we're going to kill these guys off. And you'll see this herd of wild animals. Well, you might not know they're wild, but they're actually just wild animals kind of wandering up here. This is the primary source of food for the Smarties. I'm going to just chuck a grenade in the middle of this pack here, and then come through and pick this all up. And now in the upper right hand corner, there's a little counter of these things where I'm getting their food, and I can carry a maximum of 20 food at any one time. So I want to pick up a full 20, and that way when I go back, I have the maximum amount of food ready. Now, once we kill off this entire herd, it will respawn, and it actually respawns pretty quick. Within about a minute or so, the herd's back, and then within another minute or two, the herd will be fully grown. It starts off as babies and then grows up. Babies don't drop any food. Adolescents drop one. Whatever the mid-aged one would be drops 2, and then full-blown adults drop 3 food. So, now, unfortunately, the entire herd only comes back... Oh, they picked up Smarties too. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. Did you see my little guy there, my fellow Marine, has picked up a Smartie? Well, since we want multiple Smarties, we're going to go back and we're going to get that other one right away. because the more Smarties, the faster we can build. So we're going to run back out here, pick this guy up right away. This changes everything. Come on, come on, come on. Get out here, get this guy. Get him. There we go. So we have 3 Smarties right off the bat. That's a pretty good start. Okay, back to base now. What was I saying? So you use the Smarties will create basically this little I don't know, barbecue pit, little pub, and you throw the food into that, and based off the food for each piece of meat they eat, they'll do a certain amount of work. You go ahead and you have them build up your base. Now you don't get to choose what items go where, whatever. You just basically supply the materials, and then they build it. So they're going to build the walls where the walls are supposed to be. They're going to build the base bunker where it's supposed to be. They're going to build the workshop where it's supposed to be. There's no choices there. There's a little bit of choice in what you build priority-wise, but that's about it. So now we dropped off our 3 Smarties. Their Smarties are going to come over here and they're going to build their little food hut. And we can hang out here and watch. This should go pretty quick. Well, or the video will cut in first. So there we go. We're throwing some food in. Now, I don't believe my guys can pick up any food. This I'm almost positive of. Yeah, no, they can't. Okay, so this is where they're going to go ahead and they're going to get their food from, and then they're going to build a pad back here. Now, this pad I can use to designate what I want built. First thing is a workshop. The workshop will allow them to build other structures. Now, real quick, while they're doing that, we're going to run out and we're going to try to get some more Smarties. We're going to get another stack of food. I know where there's another batch of Smarties at right away, and we might be able to bring 3 more back and make this real quick. Now, we have to be careful. The named guy, not Ahmed, boy, I forgot his name. The one with the older one with the staff. If he gets captured, we lose the game. So we have to be careful. Normally you're supposed to leave your fellow mechs behind so that they can protect him. I can put these guys on basically a guard pattern where they'll protect whatever's in that area. But I think this is worth the risk. We'll pick up all the food we can get, and we're going to go for that. We can also kill the bad guys as they're patrolling it. So basically what's happening is there's an enemy barracks at the other end of this valley, and they're going to continue to send troops after us until they're destroyed. And they slowly increase how many troops they send. So right now they're just sending little groups of 2 that slowly walk down. Then they're going to start sending groups of 4, then groups of 8. Then they start sending large rippers. So they're reapers. The rippers are the hydralisk-looking creatures. Right over there is an enemy barracks. So we're going to destroy that barracks. Good. Now we can fly over there and deal with them. I also, now you'll notice I have additional weapons. I'm actually not using my pistol all that much. I have a rocket launcher type weapon that fires very slow. I also have this machine gun. The machine gun is my preferred weapon. Most all the Reapers will eventually drop machine gun ammo. Once you have it, you almost never need to worry about running out of ammo. It's quite nice. It's just the humanoid-like enemies will drop ammo for it regularly enough that you can always have some. Up here you see we have a few more Smarties. There's actually 4 Smarties, so let's see if we can get all of these guys. Now I have to be a little careful. There's a missile turret right there. If I fly up in the air, that missile turret is going to kick my butt. So we're actually going to run off the back of this mountain before we take off. There we go. Okay, we're going to get back to base. We're a little light on food. Oh, there's a few more of these things. We can get the last bit of food. Get another 6, which will be enough. Now, unfortunately, the food despawns very quickly, so if you don't pick it within a few seconds, I'd say about 30 seconds, it starts to despawn. You can see right here is another herd now starting to go. What else do we have going on? So, your fellow Marines, they will die. They will die pretty easily, actually, but there's no need to worry about them. At no point do you have to babysit them. If they die, they come back after about a minute. They'll just reappear. They'll come flying in with their jetpacks from off-screen, and then you'll have them back at full health. They're not very good for much of anything, but it's nice that they're there. It just brings a little bit of character to the game. Personally, the mechs are probably my least favorite class or race to play. My favorite is the Siren Delphi. She's pretty awesome. So she's like a one-man wrecking ball. That's a woman or something like that. There we go. We got all of our Smarties. Now we can unload this food. Something's shelling us. We have something following us that we pissed off. I'm actually up there. He is. Yeah. So now I'm going to hold down Control and left click, and I'm going to just put my guys on a defensive position right there, and then that comes in. Okay. So, now that the workshop is going, we can go ahead and we can build some more items. First thing we want to do is we want to build a shield generator, which is going to allow us to build walls. We're going to put that going. Actually, no, the shield wall generator doesn't allow us to build walls. I don't know what that does. I think that gives shields to our buildings. Yeah. We're going to build a store, which we can then buy items from. We're going to build a primary barracks, mainly because we need to. And there we go. So, once we build every single item, now all these items can be upgraded once with exception to the comm center. The walls, the store, the power shield generator, all these have 2 different stages. And once we've upgraded everything and there's nothing left to build, we can then upgrade the primary structure, being this little pub here. We can upgrade this to a fancy little bar that they have. And from that bar, we can buy special defensive items. Now, until we get that fully upgraded, we really don't have very good defenses, so we have to be on lookout, constantly protecting. Now, as I said earlier, the beginning of the game, there's really, they start off very slowly sending guys, just 2 at a time, then a little bit. So you have about 5 to 10 minutes in order to get everything built up. We now have enough Smarties. I'm just going to go back out and I'm going to get another stack of food because we'll run out of food pretty quickly. At that point, we should have enough to get most everything built. We'll probably need 3 more stacks of food, I would say, to get everything completely maxed. There's a little cheat here. I'm just going to put a grenade right there. There's a bunch of dead guys. There should be a bunch of food. 1920, there we go. Food! Now, I could actually, let's see, there's about enough for another stack of food. Normally I'd kill off, like if there was only 2 or 3 left, I'd kill them off. That way, when I came back, they would be a whole new set, regrown. But since there was about 7 there, that's enough for 21 food, so there's no need to kill them off. Get out. Boy, hit them. Let's talk a little bit about the... Oh. I wasn't touching the keyboard. So, yeah, we had a suicidal robot. Now I forgot what I was saying. Hey, stop that. This guy made a break. He's trying to steal my Borjoisi. If he gets away with him, I lose. There we go. We got him back. Yeah, thanks, guys. You've been real helpful. How about you stand there instead? What was it I was saying? I don't remember now. I've lost all track of thought. There we go. We can put that up. We'll get that going. We'll get, let's see. Thought I could rotate right there. Yeah, there we go. We're going to get 2 on that wall. 2 on that wall. And we only have 1 left, so we'll go ahead and we'll add 1 more to that building to get that going. Okay, so you get the general idea what's going on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video, and once I have everything built, and it's just going to be rinse and repeat. I'm going to go out, I'm going to get food, I'm going to come back, I'm going to sign them orders, I'm going to go out, I'm going to get food, and so forth. Actually, we'll check the shop real quick. I'll show you the item shop. And once that's done, I'm going to cut the video, and then we'll come back once everything is maxed out. So you can see that, and then we will finish off this level. Let's see, is this ready? Come on, come on, come on, almost ready. Almost. Finish it. Don't make me kick your butt. Build, Smarty, build. There we go. Okay, so here's the item shop, and in here we can pick up some items. For example, I can pick up a shield that will use my jetpack energy in order to provide a protective shield. I can pick up a sniper rifle, which I'm going to do. I can pick up some different missile launchers, rocket launchers, bombs, but we can also pick up deployable turrets. I'm actually going to take these. For the time being, I can deploy up to 5 of these turrets, and these are going to provide me with some temporary defenses. Basically, I'm going to set these up on this upper ledge up here, just overlooking some of my walls, so things like this don't happen. Oops, I'm shooting the sniper rifle instead of the rocket launcher. There's that guy down. Now these turrets are quite weak. They do only a very little bit of damage. They're actually designed, they're not designed as personal defense turrets. They're more designed for putting up choke points and everything out in the game. But they work well enough for here for the time being, because it's going to be about 10-15 minutes before I'm at a point where I can get the actual defensive turrets. So while we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these down. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chop the video. We'll be back in a moment. I'm going to have everything back up and running, and we'll be ready to move on. We'll be right back. And we are back. So, we finally got everything fully upgraded. If we come over here to the comm center, you see there's no more things left to click. So the comm center itself only went up level 1, but all the walls went up 2 ranks, the shop went up 2 ranks, the generator went up 2 ranks, and then the pub went up another rank afterwards. Now, this is important because it does several things. One, for the sake of the story and the mission, it unlocks in the shop this pop-up bomb, which we need to destroy the enemy base. Also unlocks a few other things like the homing missile, the Millennium Mortar, and I think that's it. And we're actually going to drop this for the Millennium Mortar. Back that. 3. Q. Other thing it unlocks is now we can come in here and we have defensive items in here, mainly the Bulldog turret and the anti-air turret, and we're going to want these things. So I drag one of these down and I go ahead and I put it on a Smarty, and now we have a Smarty that I can put down a turret with. We're mostly going to put this kind of where these turrets are already, if I can get up here. And there we go. Now we have a much more powerful turret than we did before. So we're going to fly around here. I'm going to put up probably a turret. Well, you get the general idea. I'm going to defense up this base, because when we head out to attack the other base, we're going to be gone for 10 to 15 minutes till, maybe not that long to get over there and clear everything out. But we don't want to have to worry about coming back to defend this base and so forth. There's another turret. It also gives us, I don't know if I showed it, I think I showed them, there are a group of enemies with jetpacks. And unlike mine, theirs doesn't run out. They can fly indefinitely, and they fly in formation, dropping these big, heavy cluster bombs. And the standard turrets are just not good at killing them. They're absolutely terrible. Even myself, it's very hard to hit them due to how high they fly, and they're tough to keep up with. So the AA turrets work great at killing them, as you might imagine. This one I'm actually going to, whoops, come on up here. Rather than put this turret here, where we can end up with enemies kind of in along here that are hard to hit, I'm going to put this turret over here. And it should have enough range. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. Put it kind of right here. And this way there's no blind spot that they can hide in. Yeah, that'll work. Put one more turret and then that. Okay, so while this is going on, let me talk a little bit more about the game as I put these last 3 turrets or so out. This is the GOG version of the game. I had the original version way back when. I was unable to get it running. I actually still have the CD. So I don't know why I said way back when. But GOG has updated their version. This is running on Windows 7. Gave me no problems at all. I downloaded it, installed it, and just away it went. Now, obviously, depending on your computer setup, you might run into issues. I'm running an NVIDIA card. I'm running an Intel CPU. All my drivers are up to date and everything. If you're running AMD ATI, you might run into trouble. I have no way of knowing that. But it seems fairly well put together, seems to be fairly well optimized, not optimized, but fairly well adapted to Windows 7. You can pick it up for $5, and for that, I think this is a classic game that should be looked at. And you'll see once we start getting into it, the mech version is a pretty straightforward, I want to call it generic, because at the time it was anything but generic. But a well played out affair in modern times for third-person marine shooter. There's obviously well better than this out there. But you got to keep in mind this game is 13 years old. Is that what we figured it out to be? A little over 13 years old. It has quite a few things going for it that other games don't. Here comes a enemy air team. Let's get a few more AA guns down real quick before they fly overhead. Yep, here they come. So there you can see they're doing a bombing run. But the AA turrets are going to make short work of them. So we have an AA turret there, there, and there. Let's put one more kind of there. And as I was saying, the mech version is pretty generic, pretty standard. I really like when we play as Delphi. She's quite awesome. And we will get to that here probably in about 5 minutes. We're going to go and... Okay, we got all that, we got all that. That's enough AA turrets. We don't need anything else there. Okay, we just need our best weapons. And we need that. Let's see, we got the sniper rifle, we got the mortar, the Millennium Mortar with 10, and our gun. This should work. Alright. Let's go ahead and we're going to go destroy the enemy base. I'm not going to be able to fly nearly as well flying this big heavy bomb around. Actually, just for fun, I want to set this bomb off once right now while we can watch it, because it's going to get pretty hectic. Watch this thing. This thing's pretty awesome. Hit shift, plant the bomb down. Now we're going to get away from it. It shakes everything to the ground. That's for a game that's 13 years old. That's pretty damn awesome. I like it. Let's pick up another one, and we're gonna head out and destroy the enemy base. I don't know why, but I think that's just great. I mean, there's a decent bit of destructiveness in this world for a sandbox world. Between most all the structures can be destroyed. The trees can be destroyed. Can we hit the tree from here? The trees can be destroyed. I'll show you with the tree we come across. Oh, there's a tree right there. There's quite a bit of unique destruction for a game this old in a sandbox environment. There's not a lot of monster variety, but I believe the gameplay variety of what you get between the 3 different classes actually makes up for that quite nicely. There's almost never any one point that the game, they could have really added in a few more levels. This is the final version of the final mech level, and just on this level is when you get all of the mech's abilities. the final version of Delphi's level is where you get all of her abilities, and the final level of the Kabuto levels where you finally get all his levels. They could have done another 2 or 3 levels for each class once you had all of the abilities, just so you had them to mess around with. And they didn't do that, which is a little bit of a shame. Now there is a bot mode. Let's see, we're going to flip over to the sniper rifle. We're going to take out some of these turrets. And turret. And no more turrets. Okay. So those were missile turrets. Basically, no, there's another turret right there. That looks like a regular turret. The missile turrets, if you're on the ground, you don't have to worry about them, but as soon as you fly up in the air, they target you. And they hurt. So now that they're down, let's see, it looks like there's a sniper right there. Yep, sniper. And he dead. Any more? There's a barracks. We're going to take that barracks out. Ooh. Ooh, this looks fun. Mortar time. Wow, everything's going to hell. So this level's going to turn out real dangerous real quick. Basically, I'm going to make a suicide run for the building, and I'm going to set off the bomb real quick. If we can take that barracks out, it'll keep too many enemies from spawning. There we go. Hit the turret. Hit it again. We'll get in here. Left shift, bomb down. Boom. And get away. And there's a destroyed enemy structure. Okay, so you get a pretty good idea of 1/3 of the game. We're going to go ahead. It's about to be a cutscene. I'm going to cut it so you don't have to see too much of that. And we'll be back with Delphi here in a moment. Not this level, but a little bit of a later level. We'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. We're now playing as Delphi. You saw a little bit of her in the cutscene, I think. I can't show you the front of her. I'll make sure you see a cutscene that shows her a little bit in the video. I can't remember. As I said, this is the 3rd time I've tried to capture this video, so I don't remember which one. Now, Delphi plays a good bit different. First thing she has is magic spells. If you look in the lower left-hand corner down here, I'm holding down the shift key to show you this. These are her magic abilities. She can have up to 5 of them. There's a difference of, I would say, about 10, maybe 12 in the game that you can pick up. And each of these can be used, well, they all have different uses. Most of them can be used 3 times, some twice, some 1 time. That's the indication of these little blue balls underneath. That gives you the idea. She also has, her primary weapon is a sword and a bow. And the bow is actually her sword, I believe, if we watch here. So there's her sword, and it magically transfers into a bow. Maybe it's supposed to be different, maybe it's not the same. So that's her 2 primary weapons. And then she gains bows with special abilities. This bow here has a bit of an explosive arrow on it. And this bow here is kind of the sniper bow, has ranged extra damage at range. The other thing Delphi has that's quite unique is instead of a jetpack, she has this kind of temporal leap. If we aim right there and I hit the right mouse button, I'm going to leap up there. This allows her to travel quite quickly throughout the map. And I enjoy the way she plays out. I would love to see like a modern game take this character and just do a fully fleshed out game with her. I think it would be awesome. She's just a lot of fun to play. Now this map is very similar to the one I just played, where basically I have an enemy base I need to destroy. In order to do that, I need to get a fully upgraded town. So I'm going to be going around, I got to collect these guys up. Now, unfortunately, unlike with the Marines, I can't pick up more than 1 Smarty at a time. Oh, that's right, there's a sniper up there. So I have to do it multiple times. Of course, she does travel faster, which is nice. Now, something else that Delphi does, which is a little bit different, is her and her Smarties don't actually use food. What she gains is spirits from them. If you look over at the spell bar, they're in the middle between all of the spells. There's a bar that was filling up. and that fills up with the souls. And you might have seen when I killed those yak things before, their souls kind of hang out there. Well, she absorbs their souls and then uses their souls to create basically the food for that. She kind of creates like this mana tome, mana shrine that the Smarties pray at, and they summon things in much quicker because of this. Now this plays out differently. I imagine they did this for balancing because you don't have the extra Marines, where most all the enemies drop some sort of souls. All of them do. The Rippers, the Reapers, everything does. Now, they don't drop as many as the Yeti-looking yak things. So those things are still your best bet for feeding your guys. But in a pinch, while you're defending, because you're by yourself, you will be getting souls so you can continue to build things. And it works out quite nicely. Now, we got a little bit of time here before this first wave of enemies is going to show up, where I can go ahead and I can collect all this stuff out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video, and once we have a base maybe about halfway up and running and you're seeing a little bit of this stuff, I'll cut back in, I'll show you that, then we'll cut back out and we'll come back once the base is fully completed. Basically, I want to get some of the enemies coming in so you can see some of that combat. So we'll be back in a moment. Alright, we're back for a moment. We have some enemies finally coming. You can see some of the combat of this character a little bit till we get into a little bit more. Right now my guys are going ahead and they're assembling a wall. The wall is actually a shield generator, so that's what the that first structure does, and that shield will keep us safe. Now, where this chick can really be a lot of fun is her leaping in and out of combat. You can get in behind the enemies and hit them real hard, real fast. This guy's actually been chasing me for a while. If you hit them on the fly, spot on in the head, you can sometimes one-shot them. Go ahead and come here. Okay, they can be a pain to run down from behind sometimes, as they can move pretty fast, and so forth. Let's see what else. Where's the next wave? Come on, hurry up. Next wave, next wave. I'm using this also to collect up souls. You can see down at the bottom we have some souls now, and I did not have any before. Here we go. Here comes a wave. Whee! Down we go. Continue running. We're going to just jump right at this Ripper. Yeah! Bring it on! Oh, I missed. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and let's try a spell on these guys. We're going to hit them with that, and we're going to miss. That spell's kind of rough. That one, I wasn't... Oh, here's a big group. Oh, that didn't work. The spells can be quite hard to hit with. I don't know what it is about them. There, that one worked. Maybe I gotta just aim it at the ground instead of at them. Probably a thing I should have figured out before I tried to do a video on it. Well, this isn't a tutorial video or anything anyway. I'm back here, Ripper. I need your health. Yeah. Hey, where you going? Come back here. Come back here. Yeah, there we go. So, you get a little bit of the idea. Now, this character, while similar to the mech, for some reason I find her combat, due to the flow of it, jumping in, jumping out with the sword, I don't even hardly use the bow other than the sniper bow, and that's in where I'm trying to take out defenses before I get there. I find it just to be tons of fun. My Smarties are floating around in their little pools of, I don't know, whatever they float in. Let's get them building some more stuff. Where's our pad? Right there. The pad can be hard to find. Okay, there's that. We need the spell shop. Yes. Send all three there. And we're going to go ahead and continue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut again real quick, and when we come back, everything should be pretty much maxed out. I should have my defenses down, and we should have all the abilities, and we'll be able to pick up from there. We'll be right back. And we are back. So, everything is built, everything is fully upgraded, I think everything is repaired. I almost lost one of my walls. Actually, that one's kind of damaged. Come on. Why can't I target it? Oh, there we go. We repaired that. I'm trying to repair that wall. It looks like when I look at it, right, there's a little bit of red there, but I couldn't send my repair attack. Anyway, so we have missile turrets in the back. We have double turret up there, missile turret, double turret up there with a missile turret, and then a turret out there, and so forth. The general defenses, they're not going to be getting in here anytime soon. Over here we now have our fully upgraded shop with all of our spells. So what do we have? We have 12 spells. I was right in the end. One of them is repair. I believe this summon tornado spell is the one we need to take out everything. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that. Let's see, this is our power up bow. So that does that. Let's put that bow in. We got our sniper bow. Good. Okay. There's one other thing we can take. If we come in here, there's an extra item available to this, which is another spell cast by the Sea Smarty. So basically, I bring a Smarty with me, and I target a certain area, and the Smarty is going to summon whoop. Oh boy, this isn't good. Oh boy, go. I just summoned in a blizzard spell, which we'll go through the main spells here real quick. Okay, so number 2 is this blizzard spell. Basically, wherever I look, let's see, is there a place where there's somebody attacking that we can see? It's kind of a delayed artillery piece, for the most part. A random fire artillery. Here we go. Here comes some guys. Can we get over there? Yeah, we can. So that was a teleport. We'll explain that in a moment. So if I aim down there and I cast my spell, I get this. And now I can summon in several different blizzard effects, which are going to fall in. And I didn't have to. That was overkill. Basically, one of them would have been enough to kill them. And you get 3 casts of that, which is kind of cool. Number 1, this is going to be my tornado, which we use to take down the enemy base, I believe. Let's see, we want a large group of enemies for this one. Here comes a large group over there. That'll be good. Alright, let's see. E, can I see that? Yeah, that's a real good group. Let's get over here, get a better line of sight on them. And boom. And this is going to bring down this massive tornado, which is going to just tear these guys up. And it actually follows wherever I look. You can kind of tell it's coming from around me. I thought it did. Maybe not. I could have sworn it followed me before. But that is the big tornado. The guys are actually up there in the clouds. That's awesome. Well, unfortunately, you only get one of those per turn. Now, there's a few other ones that I find quite useful. I'm not going to go through all the spells, just this primary loadout I picked. For example, this slow time one. We don't need it on these guys. These guys are pathetic. These Reapers don't even attack until they get to your base. So we can just use them to farm up some quick health. Come on, there's got to be a large group coming somewhere. Nope. Come on, where's a group of enemies at where you need to? Basically what this is going to do is it's going to put down a large time bubble. And it lasts for a pretty good amount of time. I'd say about 20 seconds. And while you're in that, all your enemies move at, I would say, about a quarter of their normal speed. And you move at your normal speed, which allows you to really just tear them apart. While we're out here, we're going to... Whoops. So I use the Smarty ability. Incoming, we want to get away. Basically, this Hydra is going to spin in a large fireball. Where's it coming from? Oh, that was cool. We're dead. For some reason, it casted at me. Awesome! Let's come back in. Everything should be built. Okay, so we have that. All of our turrets are down. Good. I'm going to guess we have no Smarties. So we can't bring this ability. That's unfortunate. Okay, so that was pretty bad. Basically, we'll have to go without that. We'll pick a Smarty up on the way back if it doesn't work. That is unfortunate, but I'm not going to redo everything just because of that. So let's see. We need our tornado. We need the blizzard. Hail's good. I like the teleportability for emergencies. Let's see. Can we do multiple? No, you can only do one of each spell. Then the time warp, and lastly, the fire circle. Okay, get rid of, let's see, we want the Hellfire bow, we want the sniper bow, and then we will take the power-up bow. That'll be good. We want a Hell Syringe. Can we take two? Nope, we'll take Hell Syringe and Flare. Mainly because I don't know what the heck the Flare does, so we're going to take it. Let's go ahead and let's go wipe out some enemies. We'll do this for 5 minutes or so. We'll see if we can get to the enemy base and destroy it, and then we will switch over to the last part of the game, the Kabuto. Now, if the game just reset, it means basically the enemies are just starting to spawn. So we're going to have very few, like the rank 2 enemies coming rather than the stronger ones. Basically, instead... damn it, I just cast Tornado. Alright, we're going back. Gotta pick up the Tornado. Let's get off of this right away. That way we can't accidentally cast it again. Use our teleportability. We're almost there. It's a little weird because it's on your space bar. There is no jump. And yeah. I should remap the keys, but it's fine. There we go. We have our ability back again. That's on 3, so if I hit it, worst thing that's going to happen is we're going to teleport. I can live with that. And if we look at the map here, basically down at this far end here, there's some stuff we want to destroy. Up there. Oof. And that's why you don't jump around the missile turrets. It's alright, I got a sniper bow. There's another one right there. There's another one. I believe, yep, out there's some stuff. Alright, that should be all you immediate missile turrets. Let's go ahead, pull out the sword. And there we go, I used the ability. Glad I wasn't on the tornado. Would be restarting, but at least this stuff would be dead. Hello, Smarties. I might need to pick one of you guys up later if I need that ability. Let's see. Is there a sniper up there? Doesn't look like it. Looks clear. Whee! Okay, here's the enemy base, at least their primary structure. Let's go ahead and get up there, get a pretty good look at what we're dealing with. That's right, we're supposed to destroy the fleet. I wonder if we're not even supposed to... Nope, it looks like that structure should be destroyed. Let's go ahead, what we're going to do, going to go number 4, so when I jump in there I can slow everything down, and then I'll summon in... Oops, broken geometry. Summon everything in. Spawn. There we go. So time, number 1, and summon a tornado. Okay. Run away! Run away. Alright, that worked. Nice. Now do I have to redo that every time for the ships? I hope not. Come back here, you! So that broken geometry, this game originally did not run at 1080p. I'm actually capturing at 1080p. They have upscaled the resolution for the game in order to make it when they did the upgrades and everything. And I gotta give them credit. There's a few broken geometries where you'll see things that are a little out of place, but for the most part, it works quite well. Occasionally you'll see a structure that's supposed to be flush on the ground and it's kind of floating in the air or whatever. But, I mean, really, how much can you complain about something like that on a game this age running at 1080p? I don't know. Can we do... Alright, run away, run away! Alright, that worked. Okay, so that's that. Let's see if we can destroy this boat with that. What else do we have to destroy? This looks like the last thing. Can I cast this spell? Nope. Can I... Let's see, I need to get somewhere where I'm not swimming. Oh boy. Run away! Run away! Why won't it let me cast it on that? Come on. Let me cast it there. But it's not letting me cast it here. Very strange. There we go. Incoming hail. Yay! Victory. I think. Everything is destroyed. There we go. There's the end of the part of the Delphi. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cancel the cutscene again. And we will pick up in a little bit with the Kabuto part of the game. Be right back. And here we are. So this is Kabuto herself, I guess, because she lay eggs. This is kind of the final part of the game where you are basically Godzilla and you get to just run around and go nuts. I kind of look at this part of the game as a congratulations, you have beat everything else, now just go nuts. Now, make no mistake, you can still die, and there are a few parts of these later levels that are still a little tough. But compared to some of the problems with the earlier classes and how they can just die like from 2 missile hits real quick if they're unlucky, you don't have to worry about that with Kabuto here. So Kabuto, this is actually like her 3rd size. She starts off about half this size, and then from eating a certain enemy type, she gains size over time. Like every 3 of these corrupted Smarties she eats, she grows. Now, with her current build, she can actually do all of her abilities and everything. This is basically, there's one more level after this later on, but this is the full-blown Kabuto. And I kind of look at this as a prize for making it through this much of the game. Because without cheating, it's going to take you some time to get here, and it's going to take a good bit of effort. Now, this part of the game, let's see, once you get to the beginning of Kabuto, you probably have less than 2 hours of gameplay left. And that might sound kind of limited, and it is limited, but I think it was actually a smart move of them. Because playing as Kabuto would probably get old pretty darn quick. The 2 hour limit seems about right where you can still enjoy it, but it doesn't have time to become stale. And the levels were actually designed that you can go back in later on, and there's certain type of levels that you can replay over and over and over. So if you do get bored of it, you can just walk away, or you likely won't get bored of it because it's not that long, and if you want to do more, you can always just come back in and just go nuts. Come on, break the turret, break the turret, break the turret. So what does Kabuto do? Well, I keep calling it a he, she has several abilities. First, she can just basically stomp on anything and so forth. She also can pick up and eat anything, and this is how she regains health. She can also, on her spikes, she can impale enemies to save them for later, for health pickups later on. Now, they're likely to die, as if you take a rocket to the chest, it'll kill them hanging on the front of you, but it's kind of fun to run around with some guys still alive, screaming and everything on your front chest piece. She can also lay eggs, which will then turn into mini Kabutos, and you can command them around. Now, I believe they are supposed to grow. You'll see here. Let's find the first Smarty, and we'll lay an egg. There's kind of a bar that looks like it's supposed to fill up, but it never does. I believe there's a bug with this part of the game. Actually, let me... Once you get to this part of the game, there seems to be some minor issues with the game. I don't know exactly what they are, but the first time I loaded in, I was actually running at about 8 frames a second, and it just wasn't right. I quit and reloaded, and it ran just fine. The first time I loaded in, I couldn't destroy any building. I would take it down to just one hit, where it was fully red, and it just wouldn't destroy. And then once I reloaded, all that went away. So there are some issues with these levels. They're not game-breaking, they're just minor annoyances. For me, I think they're kind of to be expected for a game that is 13 years old. So there in my hand is a possessed Smarty or an evil Smarty. If I eat this Smarty, nom, I can now lay an egg. And there's an egg. Now this egg will hatch momentarily. If I go into first person mode, you can kind of see. Here's my baby little Kabuto. Now my baby Kabuto, I can command, if I target him, I can do this, and then I can tell him to go eat that guy. And baby Kabuto is going to go running over there, and he's going to just tear the crap out of this dude. Yeah, get him. Now you can tell him to eat this guy too. Go, 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 go. And you can kind of see down where his egg used to be on the right hand side, there's his body, and it's got some green bars. But I've not been able to get that to fill up. I don't know what's going on entirely. It just won't fill for me. Come on. He's not the easiest to control. I have to look at him, hold down control to take control, and then I can target something and tell it to go attack that. So we can find another one of these Smarties in order to lay my second egg. Should be a Smarty coming out of this hole here. Alright. Alright, whoops. I let go of control. Go eat that guy. I didn't have him targeted. Go eat that guy. Away he goes. As far as I can tell, the enemies will never target him. I don't know why. It's kind of strange. But it's also kind of fun just to watch him running around. There he goes. You can go eat that guy. While he's doing that, I'm going to go blow up this barracks and stop this spawn. Well, this pretty much gives you an idea of Giants. This is a look back at that. We've seen basically all the mechanics, all the features of the game. And as you can see, there's a lot of unique concepts that came together in this game, a lot of ideas. This is really a game that was only held back by the technology of the time. When it was made, the technology wasn't quite there yet. The hardware wasn't there yet to make this type of game. And it's a little unfortunate because, boy, there were some really great ideas here. Hey, none of that nonsense. Go eat him, Kabuto. Yeah, well, I come over here and eat these guys. As I think I said earlier, this game is available via GOG in a version that seems to mostly run just fine. At least on my system, I have had no issues. There are some minor problems with the base programming, not with what GOG did, but the base programming. If you run it at a high resolution, because I believe the original resolution was only like 600 by 400, if you run at a high resolution, you will get some odd geometry things, but nothing, excuse me, nothing game-breaking or anything like that. Yeah, but if you're looking for a very strange game with a Monty Python sense of humor, a lot of varied mechanics, you can't go wrong with Giants Citizen Kabuto. This has been Paler. Thanks for watching.